So 2026 is upon us, and there are a couple of things that I'm very eagerly anticipating, and a couple of things that I'm thinking are going to be pretty interesting. Starting off with video games, obviously the one big game that's going to come out this year, the game that everybody and their mothers will not be silent about once it's released. Of course, that being Grand Theft Auto 6, which is supposed to release in November. It was supposed to be May, but whatever. I think it'll come out this year in November, definitely. People are going to post that Shigeru Miyamoto quote about a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever. But, I do think that it's great that Rockstar is really taking the time to polish the game and to make sure it's a very well-oiled machine when it comes out. But yes, Grand Theft Auto 6 is the big, huge game. You've got to be there when it happens. You have to get in. And I think it's going to be probably one of the fastest selling games of all time. I can't even begin to imagine how much it's going to sell upon release. I imagine Rockstar might just make their money back within a week or so, to be honest. Especially when they begin milking the online portions just like they do with 5. But regardless, GTA 6 is the most anticipated game 3 years running now. But to be honest, the game that I'm most excited for this year, apart from GTA 6, is Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. I think it is fantastic. I've made a couple of videos prior in which I talk about my thoughts on that game. Very excited for it. I hope it goes back to more so, look at that, high-level cable play. Don't worry about it. These are all clips that I've recorded myself, by the way. I just kind of stitched them together, just miscellaneous clips, just to have something playing in the background. But I'm very excited for Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. I hope it goes back to more of a traditional, classic Tomb Raider, where it's more so focused on exploration, puzzle solving, stuff like that. But I think it's fantastic that Lara Croft is returning, and I'm very, very excited to see how that game will turn out. I can't wait to see the Egypt levels, especially. By the way, look how cool Nemesis is in this game. Anyway, the Lego Batman game actually looks really cool, too. Now, Lego Batman 2 is a game that I played a lot when I was younger, like on the PS3 and everything. I even had the original Lego Batman on the PS2. I am very excited for that game because it's basically the closest thing we've had to an Arkham game. Well, since Arkham Knight came out, it's been 10 years since that game, maybe just a little over 10 years. And we have been so desperate for an Arkham game. And I think that the new Lego Batman looks really, really exciting. It's open world, just like Lego Batman 2 was. I'm very hyped for that game. I think it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see all the characters that make it into that game. I don't know if they're going to have Black Canary or Cyborg or anything like Lego Batman 2 did, in which it included other DLC characters, or excuse me, DC characters. It might just be Batman characters, but either way, I think it's going to be great. I hope Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain are in that game, because that'd be awesome if they were. I'm sure they will have a ton of Batman characters. But I'm very excited for that, and maybe the Arkham subreddit can rest now that there's technically a new Arkham game. And then we have Resident Evil Requiem, or Resident Evil 9, I guess. And Leon is in the game. It was leaked by the PlayStation Store, which I thought was really funny. It was not the craziest way a game's ever been leaked. Famously, look at Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Anyway, I will be playing the new Resident Evil game, but I must say, I'm not incredibly excited for it, because to be honest, Village was a game that I thought was cool. I didn't think it was, fantastic. I thought it was cool. I liked 4 Remake a lot. I liked 2 Remake a lot. I think 2 Remake is still probably my favorite Resident Evil game. 3 Remake was cool. Not great, but it was cool. The Clock Tower omission was puzzling, to be honest. But I am fairly excited for the new Resident Evil. I admittedly am a bit more of a purist when it comes to Resident Evil. I like the more survival horror, like the classic games. But I will be checking out Requiem. I'm not going to be head over heels excited for it, but I guess it's just after Village, it's just yeah, well, where does Resident Evil go from here? They probably need to bring back another character apart from just Leon. It'd be nice to get a new game for Claire or something. They'll probably just remaster Code Veronica and leave it at that, but I think it'd be nice to have a new game with Claire, or maybe Rebecca. That'd be cool too. It'd be cool to see Jill again, I mean, Jill at one point was like the most popular Resident Evil character. But regardless, when it comes to fighting games, of course, you know, there's going to be the new season of Tekken 8, famously the first season without Harada. And there's going to be, well, we have a couple more characters in Street Fighter 6. There's Alex and Ingrid have left to be added. So we're basically halfway through the new Street Fighter 6 season. Probably at EVO this year they'll announce the new season for Street Fighter 6. I hope Sakura is included. Sakura and Dudley would be great. Makoto, probably. Now, for Tekken 8, probably at EVO Japan, we're going to get the new announcement for who the next DLC character is going to be. I just want Christy. That's really all I want for Tekken 8. I think the chances of getting Christy are fairly low. Julia would be cool. Okay, whatever. Maybe not Christy. I don't think we're going to get her, but when it comes to like a list of characters I'd like to see, I think it'd be cool to get Julia. I think Josie would be pretty cool. Roger, obviously. But I just don't know if they're going to add Christy. I think it's a Tekken tradition to have at least 2 Capoeira characters. Tekken 7 didn't. Lucky Chloe doesn't count, but regardless, I just want Christy to be added to Tekken. And maybe Julia, she would be cool too. At least somebody I used to play in Tekken 7. Now, moving over to movies, or film, if you want to use that terminology to make you sound a little bit fancy. There are a few films that are coming out this year that I do think are very, very exciting. Mostly Supergirl. I am very, very hyped for Supergirl. I loved Superman 2025. I was a bit cautious about it. I do not like the Snyderverse Superman. And I'm very, very, very glad that Gunn's version of Superman was much, much more proper. And Supergirl is based on the graphic novel Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King. It kind of makes you shake a bit to say Tom King, huh? But anyway, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a very great book. It's very critically acclaimed. It's a wonderful Supergirl story. And I'm glad to see that it's a direct adaptation. Now, I don't know exactly how accurate the film's going to be towards the original story. It's written by Anna Noguera and is directed by Craig Gillespie, or maybe Gillespie. But of course, it's based on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King. I think Bilquis Evely was the artist. But as I mentioned, very excited for Supergirl. That's my #1 most anticipated film, especially after the wonder of Superman 2025. And then we have Avengers Doomsday, which I believe comes out in December. We have the formal introduction of Victor Von Doom into the MCU. I am a bit skeptical because Robert Downey Jr. is portraying the character. I'm sure they'll do some alternate universe thing where Tony Stark became Doom instead of Iron Man. I don't know what they're going to do. They've got all the time travel stuff now. All the universe hopping stuff. But I am also very hyped for the introduction of the X-Men. Now that Disney actually cares about the X-Men, now that they own the rights, I just think it's going to be great to see the X-Men. I don't know if Storm's going to be in the film. It's going to be kind of weird to have an X-Men film with no Storm. But, like, whatever. I'm very excited to see how exactly they're going to portray the X-Men. Especially if we get, like, a X-Men film later on. Like, not an Avengers, just a pure, straight-up X-Men film. Exactly how much of the source material are they going to keep? I don't know if Disney's going to wash down the X-Men because it's a very overly political book. I don't know if they're going to act like it's, oh, look at this, it's just Hogwarts with all the mutants. I don't know if they're going to do that, which that's not exactly what the X-Men is. But we've seen the Cyclops trailer, and I'm very excited. James Marsden, of course, is reprising his role as Cyclops. They're going to have to recast the X-Men. I'm sure after Avengers Doomsday, they're going to do some big giant reboot, or reset, rather, and they're going to reset the continuity. And we're going to get, like, younger actors, because let's be honest, we do need younger actors for the X-Men, especially if you're going to get, like, Rogue or maybe Jubilee, some of the younger characters. But I'm very hyped for Avengers Doomsday. I love Doctor Doom. I think he's a great character. Victor Von Doom. I have a clip of him getting juggled by Sentinel in here somewhere. But I played Doctor Doom in Marvel 3. Great character. And he better do a foot dive in the film. He better. Then we have Spider-Man Brand New Day, or Spider-Man 4, if you want to call it that, I guess. I love the suit. Of course, we got some images last year of Tom Holland in the suit, like just filming scenes. The Punisher is going to be a villain in that film, which I think is very, very interesting. I am very excited for it. Spider-Man is #2 in terms of my favorite superheroes. Of course, Superman's #1, has been since I was about 3 years old. I'm very excited to see what they're going to be doing with Spider-Man Brand New Day. I love the suit especially. And that's about it in terms of films, at least from ones that I know that are coming out. Oh, there's Return to Silent Hill. I think Silent Hill 2 is the greatest horror game ever made. I think it is a brilliant game. It's just the greatest horror game of all time. Silent Hill 2 is brilliant. Now, there's also a remake of Silent Hill coming out. I don't know if it's going to come out this year, most likely next year, and I hope eventually to get a remake of Silent Hill 3 as well. Maybe 4. But anyway, The Room, ooh. But Return to Silent Hill seems to be a adaptation of Silent Hill 2. But I'm very skeptical about it because I don't know if it's going to be a good film or not. Of course, you know, Silent Hill 2 is a brilliant game. It'd be pretty easy to make a film based on it. I mean, it's not like a very complicated plot per se. It's a great film. Like I think it'd be easier to make a Silent Hill 2 film than like a Resident Evil film, you know? Because with Resident Evil, there's Leon and Claire running about at the same time, or like Jill and Carlos or whatever. But you know, I'm a bit skeptical about it, as I am with most things I'm excited for. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But yeah, that's about all, at least that I can think of. The most anticipated game, obviously GTA 6 and Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis. I think it is interesting that it's a remake of the first game because as I've mentioned earlier, not in this particular video, but in previous ones, this is the second remake of Tomb Raider 1. So that's awesome. GTA 6 is going to be the big game, obviously. That's like the huge... to tell you the truth, I do think that's going to be the biggest video game release of all time. I don't know if the hype has died down, because to be honest, I think as we near closer to the release date, it's going to get more and more and more hype. It's going to be a big deal when that game comes out. I swear, it's going to be the biggest video game launch of all time. There's no telling how much that game's going to sell within the first week or so. But it's going to be a spectacle when it comes out. It really, really is. But yeah, GTA 6 and Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis and Lego Batman are like my most anticipated games. Maybe Resident Evil Requiem as well. And for films, it's really just the superhero stuff. Supergirl, Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, maybe Return to Silent Hill, who's to say. There might be a couple of other films that I've forgotten about. But in summary, that's basically what I'm most excited for. For fighting games, especially the new seasons, I just hope we get Christy. I'd be happy with Julia, as I mentioned earlier. I think it'd be cool to get Josie. Maybe if we get Bob, that'd be cool. Maybe Roger, perhaps another animal character. For Street Fighter 6, I want Sakura the most, but it'd be great to get Dudley, because Dudley's an awesome character. Maybe getting Makoto would be cool. Ibuki would be cool. But, you know, I don't know what they're going to do. They need to add Sakura. She's probably the most wanted character in the entire game. But anyway, that's about all I have to say for what I'm looking forward to this year. So here's one last cable clip just to send this out, I guess. Beware the Hyper Viper beam, but specifically the air version.